Happy Monday. Boy, I am so glad it is not Sunday. I hate Sunday baseball, but I love it. I'm a glutton for punishment. Damn it. All right, let's just get right into the recap. We got a 12 game slate today, starting off with a doubleheader Orioles at Blue Jays. Let's talk about yesterday. Another Sunday. A slight loss, just a slight. We took a little, I don't know, a little over half a unit loss. So we'll go over the recap. Wild, wild day. It could have been such a beautiful day. We'll start off with the Twins run line. Hit with ease. Royals first five minus a half. They end up hitting that, lose the game. Padres race to four. Randy Vasquez returned back to his form and was just chucking pitches right down the middle and letting them hit tanks. So thank you, Randy. White Sox Mariners race to five neither. Crochet had a terrible outing. That's back to back bad outings for him. Back to back blown Nerfies. Thank you. Dodgers money line. That was fun to watch. Both pitchers had a no hitter going through 4 innings, I believe. So that was a what the hell is happening moment. Athletics money line. 6 run lead. Scored 6 in the third. Blew it. Lost that lead by the fourth. Couldn't recover. So the awesome run finally came to an end there. Parlays. Yeah, we'll talk about all that crap. But the one we did hit was Nestor Cortez under 7.5 Ks. That was sweaty. He finished the 6th inning at 95 pitches. I'm like, oh, thank God. He's at 7 Ks, 95 pitches. We're good. They sent him back out. I'm like, oh, shit. Got 2 strikes on the first hitter. Ended up putting it in play, thank God, got out. And I'm like, okay, they're going to take him out now. No. He went on to face another hitter. Ended up around 105. I think he threw 105 pitches. Thank God the second guy got a hit and they pulled him. So very sweaty. The Allard one was not sweaty. That was very sweat-free, but we ended up cashing that. So, like I said, under just like half a unit on the day. We'll take that on a Sunday. Sundays are weird. All right, let's get into the games. Giants almost blew it. That was looking just sweat free, and then all of a sudden they started scoring run, and then another run, and then another run. Almost blew that one. They had tying run on second with 2 outs. Royals bullpen blew the game. Athletics blew the game. Reds blew the game. Hunter Green pitched an absolute gem, had a no-no going into, I believe, the 6th inning, something like that. He was perfect through 4. Elly De La Cruz did everything he could to help this team win, stealing bags left and right, putting himself in scoring position every time. They just could not get a clutch hit to save their lives. So that was so frustrating. One thing Elly did do, bad base running. When you're on third and they hit a ground ball 2/3, you probably shouldn't go, buddy. So he made that mistake. Let's see, Phillies blew the game. Diamondbacks blew the game. So they were up 2-1 on the Pirates, gave up a run in the 9th, then proceeded to give up 4 runs in the 10th. Started off the bottom of the 10th with a home run. Corbin Carroll hit a triple, and they ended up losing. So what a day. Red Sox got absolutely smoked. They screwed us on the bankroll builder. We just needed them to score 1 run. They went back-to-back home runs and then a triple with no outs. You think you could get the guy in from third, but no. And they had multiple opportunities. They had runners on first and third, 1 out, couldn't get the job done. I mean, Jesus Christ, come on. That should have been sweat-free. That was very frustrating. I guess we should have taken the Yankees. Mets got absolutely demolished. The Rangers continue their slide. Got beat by the Blue Jays. Padres almost came back on the Orioles. It was 5-6 at one point, and I thought, okay, they're going to win. And no, they didn't. But let's see, 4-3 on props, 2-4 on Nerfies. Solo 2-out home runs killed us on the Nerfies. Seattle hit a 2-run. I think the second hitter of the game hit a 2-run home run. Miami, Milwaukee, that was a 2-out home run. Washington, St. Louis was a 2-out home run. Colorado, San Francisco, that was pretty early. That one just got blown. So it is what it is. Another Sunday. Slate today is really, really, really weird. But look at our tracking. We're still up 13 units if we go back over the past 10 days. So still highly profitable, and we're keeping our losses very minimal. So all that is good. Let's get into game 1 here. All right, Blue Jays, Orioles. Orioles minus 198 favorite. Zach Eflin making his debut with the Orioles. The Blue Jays are very familiar with Eflin. Eflin, this will be his fourth time pitching against the Blue Jays. Just pitched against them in his last start. Went 5.2 innings, 6 hits, 2 earned runs, 4 Ks. And his other 2 outings were not great. Gave up 4 earned runs and 6 earned runs. So they are highly familiar with him. Eflin is susceptible to right-handed hitters. Toronto is expected to have 6 in the lineup. Vlad and George Springer have very, very good numbers off of Eflin. I don't really see, I don't, there's too much value here on the Blue Jays to not take them. Minus 198 with Eflin on the hill making his very first start for the Orioles with a new catcher that he hasn't built up any familiarity with. It's hard for me to pass this up. So I got to go Blue Jays here. If you don't want to take Blue Jays, maybe look at the over. I don't know. Wind's going to be blowing out. I like Yariel Rodriguez. He's been pitching really well. I think his pitch splits line up really, really good with the Orioles. Guy has a lot of movement on his pitches, so I can see him fading these lefty bats. And to me, a lot of the damage from the Orioles comes from the left side. This guy has a sub 1 average to lefties and a 154 to righties. So dude's been good. He just hasn't gotten a lot of run support. That said, Blue Jays are just coming off a excellent series versus the Rangers. So I feel like they've got a lot of confidence heading down to Baltimore. So I really like this spot here. It's really hard for me, just from a pure value standpoint, to not take the Blue Jays here in game 1. All right, game 2, completely opposite. Well, hell no, we're not taking the Blue Jays. You've got Bowden Francis on the hill, so it's a bullpen game for them. This guy's not good. All of his advanced metrics are really, really bad. So that said, Cade Povich he's not fantastic. He got a 6.27 ERA, but his pitch splits do line up a little bit better, and I like the zigzag effect. So this is me assuming Blue Jays win game 1. I like to do the opposite in game 2. So give me the Orioles in game 2. I just really like them in that spot. All right, Tigers Guardians. Tricky game. Flaherty and Bibee. These guys, they face each other a lot. So this is a division matchup. So Bibee just faced Detroit in his last outing, went 5 innings, 2 hits, 1 earned run, 4 Ks. Also pitched against them on July 10th, went 7 innings, 5 hits, 4 earned runs, 8 Ks. Pitched against them May 8th, 4 innings, 5 hits, 4 earned runs, 5 Ks. So they have gotten to Bibee. 2 of those starts were away. 1 was home. We have to look at the Tigers' offense right now. They are struggling. They are struggling. They still have players that are out. We've got a lot of issues with the Tigers right now. They are sellers. So there is a chance Flaherty may not even pitch today. So if you are going to back the Tigers, all I would tell you is you might want to make sure you bet it where it says that Flaherty has to start or the bet is voided. Make sure you do that. That said, Flaherty, a lot of success against Cleveland for the most part, right? He went 6 innings, 3 hits, no earned runs, 6 Ks in his last start. Just 2 weeks ago, he went 6 innings, 2 hits, 1 earned run. And then on May 6th, he did get rocked a little bit. 6 innings pitched, 6 hits, 2 earned runs. So difficult game to handicap. I think you could make a case for the Tigers at least within the first 5 for sure. But beyond that, I really don't think so. We just saw the bullpen get rocked by Minnesota. So I don't have a lot of confidence in them. Guardians are coming off a very successful series against Philly at Philly. So I think they've got a lot of momentum riding into this series. I just can't trust the Tigers offensively unless Flaherty goes out there and throws a complete game shutout. It's hard for me to trust them. But very, very tight game. We got an over-under of 7 here. So I think it's going to be very, very tight. But give me the Guardians just purely off of the momentum they have rolling into this series and the lack of momentum that the Tigers have. All right, next game, Yankees-Phillies. Outstanding series. This is going to be a fun one to watch. So we've got Zach Wheeler going up against Luis Gil. Gil, a little streaky, right? But lately he's been returning to form. So Zach Wheeler at home has been quite fantastic. 1.77 home ERA. That said, we did see him lose to the Marlins, so there is some kinks in the armor there. Yankees are coming off a good series against Boston. We're seeing the bats wake up. This just feels like a really good Yankee spot. I know this says plus 120. It's actually jumped to it was plus 130. So I think I got this at plus 130. So seems like a good Yankee spot here. I like the under. Um, the books are projecting Heal to not have a good day. If we look at first five for Phillies, it's 3. Seems really high, especially given they've struggled to get 3 off of anybody. So they were barely able to hit like Carlos Carrasco. So feels like a really good Yankees spot to me, especially the way they've been hitting the last 14 days, last 7 days. I know Wheeler's he's a different beast. He's got a lot of run on his pitches, but so does Heel. Heel can crank it up 97, 98, 99. This guy can really bring it, and he has some okay stats against lefties. That does scare me a little bit just because the power for the Phillies does come from the left side, but he's handled righties well. So we'll see. We'll have to see what happens here. I know like Aaron Judge is like 0 for 6 against Wheeler, but you do have some guys with some success. Soto has had some success against Wheeler. It's hard for me to trust the Phillies offense right now, especially at minus 142 when I can get a Yankees offense that is on the upside for plus money. So tough one there. All right, Mariners, Red Sox. You can see I like the upsets today. Logan Gilbert going up against Nick Pivetta. I don't trust Pivetta. We just saw Pivetta go to Colorado and just get absolutely rocked. And it's not just in Colorado. We've seen this multiple times. He faced the Padres at home and got rocked. He's going to go one of two ways. It's going to be a stellar game or he is going to get shelled. It's just the only way he tends to go. The Mariners coming off a fantastic series against the White Sox, absolutely got to crochet. They got to every pitcher they threw at them, so it's hard for me not to ride the momentum that the Mariners have. That said, Red Sox over the last 7 days have been hitting the ball, but Logan Gilbert has just been outstanding this year, so it's really hard for me to trust the Red Sox. And we've got the Mariners offense who is doing really well. So if we look at Pivetta, he is weaker on the right-handed hitters than he is left. Seattle's projected to have 6 right-handed hitters in the lineup. If we look at Seattle in Fenway since 2021, they're 3-8. So not a great record. If we go back all time, they're like 33% win percentage in Fenway. But to me, Mariners they're rolling. And if that offense is dialed up, I mean, their pitching staff is phenomenal. It's always been the offense. So we're seeing some offense. Yeah, I'll roll with them here. I think I like the fade. It's not like the Red Sox are a juggernaut at home. They're 25-27. So 3-7 over their last 10. They're just I don't see a spot here. Pivetta could have a great game. I like his K props. I mean, we saw him go over his K prop in Colorado despite giving up 8 runs. So I do like his K prop at 6.5. The Mariners are extremely prone to striking out. So I like that, but ultimately I like the Mariners here. All right, another upset for me. Twins and Mets. Simeon Woods Richardson going up against Jose Quintana. I think there is a good pitching disparity there. Quintana's been pretty decent this year, but Twins have been rolling with the sticks. We just saw them absolutely rout the Tigers. Pit splits for both. There's some negatives on both sides. But to me, the Mets haven't looked great, but the Mets are just one of those teams, they snap right back. They did just get Jesse Winker from the Nats. I'm not a huge Jesse Winker fan. That said, I did see him face Simeon Woods Richardson earlier in the year. He had some really good at-bats against him, but not enough to make me want to roll with the Mets when I can get plus money for a Twins team that seems to be on the upswing here. So I like that. They're still missing Carlos Correa. I don't know if there's a date when he is going to return, but I still like him today against the Mets. We saw the Braves come in and just really kind of rock them a little bit. Mets are having some bullpen issues. It just seems like a really good spot to take the Twins. All right, next game, Cubs, Reds. Cubs coming off a very good series against the Royals. Took 2 out of 3, scored a lot of runs. James Talon going up against Carson Spears. My only concern, it would not shock me if Talon's no longer with the Cubs. So another one of those, if you're going to take the Cubs, make sure you do it with Talon starting. He's an older guy. Cubs are looking to the future. They just made a move and got Pareda from the Rays. Dude can absolutely rake. The Reds just saw him yesterday. I think he hit like 22 home runs that were just barely foul yesterday. He was absolutely jumping on fastballs. So kind of scares me a little bit. Should be with the team today, should be playing. Just saw the Reds this last series, so a lot of familiarity there. I like the Reds in this game, or I'm sorry, I like the Cubs in this game. I don't trust Carson Spears. This he's not great. He's got a 3.94 home ERA. Talon got a 3.28 away ERA. Spears just faced Chicago on June 9th. He had a lot of success. That said, the fact they've already faced him once, I think they'll jump all over him this time. My knock against the Cubs for the first half of the year was their bullpen was horrendous. That said, got the best bullpen in baseball over the last 30 days. They've been absolutely locked down. They locked the Royals down yesterday. So I like them in the spot. I don't trust the Reds bats. We've seen them. They have not been able to score runs over the past 2 weeks. 172 and a 182 split over the last 14 and 7 days. So I can't back the Reds when they're not hitting. And they're one of the worst home teams in terms of run production in baseball. They're bottom 5 in runs scored at home. So everything here to me points to the Cubbies today. All right, next game, Rangers and Cardinals. This is a tough one. We got the Cardinals, who just came off an extra innings win against Washington, but they kind of struggled the whole series, really, to get wins. Didn't give me a lot of confidence, especially after the Nats were just coming off getting no hit by Cease. Nathan Eovaldi going up against Andre Palante. Pretty big pitching advantage towards Texas. That said, Eovaldi hasn't been amazing at home, or amazing away. There's a little bit of concern there. Eovaldi is susceptible to left-handed hitters. Cardinals have 5 in the lineup. Conversely, Palante a little more susceptible to the right-hand side. Rangers have 4, right? But Palante's been surprisingly good all year. That said, he's not overpowering. He's not a high strikeout guy. He's going to let him put the ball in play. So kind of a tough one to handicap. Eovaldi hasn't faced St. Louis since 2014. If we look at the Rangers at St. Louis, they don't play there often. So there's only been 6 games since 2013. Texas has won them all. So they're 6-0 against St. Louis since 2013. Eovaldi, if we look at his mix, the only thing that concerns me is the curveball. He has a really bad curveball. He doesn't have as much vertical drop as most pitchers. And the Cardinals are very, very good at hitting the curveball. So hopefully he doesn't throw it a lot today. That said, he gets a shit ton of run on his fastball and his sinker. And I think the Cardinals will struggle with that. And just offensively, they haven't blown me away. So I like Texas to bounce back here after losing 3 straight in Toronto. I know it's probably a play. Most people will be on the Cardinals, but I'm going to back Eovaldi in this spot here. And I like the Nerfy as well. All right. Actually, you know what? I didn't put the Nerfy on the board. I'm going to have to look that up. Might have to add that. All right. Royals White Sox. This kind of goes against everything I stand for. Alec Marsh. We took him in his last start and he got shelled. Honestly, I want to play White Sox at plus 145, but I can't back a team that's lost 14 in a row. A lot of trade rumors, everything happening. I can't trust him. Chris Flexen on the hill. He's got a 2-10 record. Got a 5.25 ERA. This is a tough one. I'm trusting the Royals are going to score a ton of runs, and the White Sox just have not been able to score runs. This is the worst hitting team in baseball. Over the last 2 weeks, they are horrendously bad. So I think even Alec Marsh, as shitty as he is, can find some success in this game. That said, I like the over. I think they do get to him, and I think the Royals get to Flexen, just like every other team has. So, yeah, it's Royals to me, but really minus 175. It's hard unless you parlay it. So, kind of a weird game. But like I said, I'd love to go White Sox there. I just can't. All right, Brewers Braves. We got Grant Holmes, essentially a bullpen game for the Braves, going up against Colin Rea. Rea 9-3 on the year with a 3.6 ERA. If we look at Holmes, what scares me about this guy is he has an 18.3-degree launch angle, and this park gives up 14% more home runs than the average ballpark. So very scary from that perspective. Brewers can go yard. So I think we're going to see some Brewer dongs today. So if you do want to play some home run props, Brewers might be a good team to look at. If we look at Holmes, 269 average against lefties, 0.097 to righties. Guy's probably only going to go 2 or 3 innings here, so I'm not going to put a whole lot into that. Now, if you want to make a case for the Braves, Colin Rea did face the Braves on July 30th of 2023. 5 innings, 5 hits, 5 earned runs, 8 Ks. That said, this is a different Braves offense. So they are coming off a good series against the Mets where they just all of a sudden started scoring runs. I'm not sold on that yet. So I think that's more of an enigma. But if we look at the projections, the Braves are projected to win 5-3 actually. So kind of do with that what you will. I could kind of see that going either way. But Brew Crew at home are still good, 30-19 on the year, facing a Braves team that, in my opinion, is still not very good. So I will take the Brew Crew today. Pirates Astros. It is Paul Skeens Day. It's a beautiful day. Going up against Jake Bloss. Jake Bloss, not good. This guy is so bad. 6.94 ERA. He has no run on his pitches. He throws a very flat fastball compared to the rest of the majors. He's got a low whiff percentage, a high barrel percentage. So he's not striking out a lot of guys. They're finding the barrel, not necessarily hitting it hard. 29.3% hard hit percentage. Exit velo's low. This guy also doesn't throw very hard. So I like his under 4.5 Ks. He has not hit this but one time. And if we look at right-handed pitchers versus the Pirates, only 2 of the last 10 have hit their K prop against them. So they are putting the barrel on the baseball. Coming off an OK series against Arizona, we saw some offense, which we haven't seen a ton of this year. We just need them to get up for Skeens today. I think Skeens shuts them down like he shut every other team down. I love his K prop at 7.5. It opened at 8.5 and then dropped to 7.5. So I like that at plus money. That'll be one of our plays today. I just think the Pirates get to Bloss. Every team has gotten to him. I don't think the Pirates are going to be any exception. All right, D-bats, Nats. This one's really easy for me. If there's a lefty on the mound against the Diamondbacks, I'm taking the D-backs. They just tend to rake lefties. And there's bad splits on Parker here. That said, do I trust Jordan Montgomery? No. But he looked pretty good his last start. And his mix here looks really good. Conversely, it doesn't look so good for Parker. So this is just purely a historical play. Diamondbacks versus lefties at home. They tend to do really, really well. All right, that's it. That's it for those. Let's talk about best bets. Game 1 for Toronto. Now remember, it's a doubleheader, so be careful. Game 1. I like them to get over 1.5 runs in the first 5 innings. They should get to Eflin. The familiarity is super high in this series. This is the 4th time he's faced them. They should get to him. Like I said, new catcher. The one thing Eflin doesn't do, he does not walk people. He will let them put the ball in play. So I like Toronto, especially coming off of this run against the Rangers. All right, Yankees, Phillies, first 5 under 5. Plus 105. Like I said, the books are projecting a very high scoring game. I'm just not seeing it. And they're projecting it on the Philly side, which I don't really understand that. Maybe I'm wrong, but I like a low scoring game here, at least through the first 5. I think Wheeler deals and I think Heel deals. So give me that all day long at plus money. That feels like a steal. All right, Pittsburgh Pirates, first 5, -0.5. A little risky with their offense, but we're trusting Skeens is going to go out and get the job done. That's also a plus money, plus 105. We're taking Seattle, first 5 team total over 1.5. I would just be shocked if they can't get to Pavetta. Most teams get to Pavetta. So I like that at -130. A little higher than I'd like to take, but just seems like a really good play there. Yankees money line at plus 130. I'm sure that's going to drop throughout the day. It's probably going to end up closer to plus 110, 115 if I had to guess. There's got to be heavy money going on this. And then Skeens over 7.5 Ks. So he's got to get 8 Ks, but plus money, plus 125. I'll take that gamble. Parlays. Give me our Nerfy is going to be Rangers, Cardinals, Yankees, Phillies. Yankees, Phillies, Nerfy is plus 100. So again, Books are seeing runs. Pair those two together plus 253. Parlay that I like today, the O's in game 2. So that's going to be Bowden against Povich. I believe it's going to be Cade Povich pitching. There's no official pitcher listed, but that's who I believe is going to pitch. Give me the Royals -1. A little scary, but I trust their offense. And then give me the D-backs on the money line. Pair those three together plus 389. And then give me Pittsburgh and Minnesota first 5. We're not saying they have to be leading. So if they tie, it's a push. So we're just taking straight up first 5s. Pair those two plus 209. Fun parlay. Give me the Orioles game 2, the Guardians, Kansas City, Diamondbacks, and Pittsburgh first 5 plus 1,141. Upset parlay. Oh yeah, I was gonna do another one and I forgot. So you could actually just do those two. Those two were actually pretty good. I think I was gonna stop there actually. But it's Toronto game 1, the Twins, and the Mariners. Pair those three together plus 1,008. Really good odds for a 3-leg. And then the Mets and Minnesota. I can't remember what that was, but it was pretty good. It was like somewhere around 330-ish. So I like that, but I'm going to take that out just because I didn't finish that thought. So we'll just do the one there. And then the ladder challenge. It's not a day I want to do a ladder challenge. We'll try again tomorrow, and we'll try to build that up. But it's not going to be the stupid ass ones that are online where they're like, we're going to turn $5 into $4 million. Like, no. We're going to turn probably 5 into 10, 10 into 20, 20 into 40, and then we fucking stop. Like, that's just stupid. And then you start back over. That's how you not lose money. No one wants to build up to 5. No idiot's going to bet $500 and then lose it all and be like, well, it was great. We made it through 10 in a row and then we lost. Like, no, that's just gimmicky, online, scammy bullshit. All right, let's see. Prop leans I like. I like Pivetta over 6.5 Ks. Like I said, Mariners still highly prone to striking out. So I think Pivetta hits this even if he has a bad day. I like Skeens over 7.5 Ks. We already talked about that. Eovaldi over 4.5 Ks. This is really, really low. Like, stupid low for him. I wouldn't be shocked if he hits this by the 3rd inning. And then I like Palante over 2.5 Ks. He's hit this in his last 5 starts. This line has always been 3.5. So I'm a little surprised that it's only 2.5, but that kind of also leads me to believe, I like the Rangers in this spot. So, and then I like others on here you can look at. Bybee under 5.5 hits, Bloss under 4.5 Ks, Gilbert over 5.5 Ks. I like all these props. Flaherty under 5.5 Ks, probably the riskiest. I mean, he's going to be somewhere in that 5, 6. Like, this is going to be a tight one. He'll end up at 5 or 6. It's probably not going to be anywhere else. That's going to be a tight one. And then, like I said, Nerfies, I like the game 1 with Eflin and Rodriguez. That's at -110 if you want to take it. Taking a Baltimore Nerfie is really risky, to be honest. Same thing with Philly, though. Philly has a really good track record of scoring in the first, so there's some risk there. Yeah, the Pittsburgh-Houston one, it's at -155. It's a little juiced. I trust Skeens, obviously. I don't really trust Bloss. So that one, I didn't put that in a parlay just because it's a little too juiced in my opinion. I'm getting flashbacks to yesterday's White Sox Mariners that was also very juiced and didn't hit. So actually, I think the last 3 I've taken that are over 150 did not hit. So a little sketch there. All right, this video has been long enough, but appreciate you guys who made it this far. Thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you tomorrow.